Hello, friends. Sorry about the 1 minute delay in getting this started. Lost a slight bit of my track of time, but that's okay. Let's see, let's go ahead. No, we're gonna go this way. Trying to make sure I've got everything all in view. If you guys have watched one of my lives before, you will know that I'm definitely showing a little bit more of my craft space than what I normally do. And that's because we're gonna be using a little bit more equipment tonight, which I think is super exciting. But hello. If you are stopping by, drop a quick comment just to say hello. Hello, Jilly and Kelly. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm pulling back the curtain or something because you guys get to see like my workspace doesn't go much far beyond what you normally see. You see what the desktop color is, which luckily isn't that much of a different of a color from my actual craft mat. And Cindy is watching from cold upstate New York. Oh my goodness. I am in cold Chicago, but I think you're a little bit further north than me, Cindy. Thanks for joining. And hello, Dawn. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, Jeanette's excited. I'm excited too. And hello, Julissa in Jersey. Yes, Julissa's one of our friends in New Jersey. I hope your weather isn't too terrible over there. I need to turn on my die cutting machine. Oh, thank you so much, Jilly. And hello, Lisa from Washington. All right, we're getting a real good start. Oh, Julia says it's cold as heck here, but we're heating it up tonight. Yes, we are, because you guys, we've been sitting on a secret for a little bit now, but we are so excited to finally share with you, as you've seen this week, that ThermOWeb's Deco foil line has officially added our introductory line of hot foils. And I'm just gonna sit here and fanboy for a little bit. So, we have 19 colors in our introductory lineup, and you're getting all the colors of the rainbow. You're getting your metallics, you're getting some variations of your metallics. It's awesome. I'm going to show you guys tonight some of my early favorites are. I'm going to go through every single color with you. We are going to kind of take a step back from how I normally do my Facebook Lives. I have 3 cards that I've kind of deconstructed. I am going to show you a hot foiling element of each of them, and I hope it encourages you for when you choose to use the Deco foil hot foils. It's going to give you some ideas on what you can use them for, because there's a lot of fun ways. And so I am going to apologize in advance with how much we're going to be undertaking tonight. I might not be responding to comments as quickly as I normally do, but I know I've got Julia, who's moderating the ThermOWeb page, who will always drop a comment and try to help whenever I might miss something, and I know she will share links as well. But how about we get into a couple colors first? That's super fun because I do have swatches to share. So I'm going to take my cards, I'm going to put them off to the side right now, and I have gone ahead and I have prepped some swatches for you guys. Of the new colors, I know they're kind of small. I have a waffle flower swatching kit, and that's what I use to get all of these colors all swatched. So I'm going to show you guys these colors first, and what I've done is I've got them all on black paper, but when you flip them over, I've also done them all on white as well. So you are gonna see what they look like on both light and dark paper. So I think that's gonna be a great way to get us started. So let's go ahead and start. We have our regular silver color. So we do have a silver deco foil, no frills, just silver with this one. And we've got it on black. It shows up really nicely on black paper, especially when it catches that light. It's gorgeous. So we've got our silver, and then if you flip it over, we've also got it on the white as well. And it picks up really well on the white. You can definitely see that it gives some of that silvery grayness, so it's not just gonna blend in with your lighter cardstocks. So definitely one that is a great addition if you love your metallics like I do. Next, what we're gonna go ahead and do, let's get to the next color, because I do kind of have these in rainbow order. So I also have another metallic in our lineup. I have our rose gold, which is on this black paper, shows up really nicely. I love that it gives you like some peach tones. I think rose gold is just such a pretty elegant color to begin with. And then if we flip it over, we see what it looks like on the white. When it catches that light, you can really tell that rose gold, rose quartz sort of color. Absolutely stunning. Gives you a little bit of a blush feel, which I'm digging with this one. I haven't actually used this on a project yet, but I know I'm going to soon. I think this could be a really fun color to use on some non-traditional holiday card palettes. Maybe some rose gold snowflakes in like, I don't know, maybe like a tattered rose sky of sorts. Could be really pretty for your holiday cards. All right, next we've got two pinks in the lineup, and we do have a light and a dark pink. First one we have is our lighter pink, and we have Ballet Slipper. I'm trying to hold this up so you guys get a nice good view of it. So this Ballet Slipper is kind of just your standard pink color. Love it. It's really gonna be fun for Valentine's Day. Any sort of heart stencils that you wanna coordinate while you're using your hot foils, gonna be perfect for those accents. And then you flip it over to see the white, and it shows up beautifully on that white paper. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just like sitting here in awe. I love a good pink. It's a really good, almost like a watermelon-y sort of pink color. There's a little bit of like that redness in it. Not a lot, but you can definitely pick up with it. So I'm trying to get you so you can see it. All right, now let's go to the next pink, which is a little darker, and we do have our orchid color, and this is also leaning towards the red side, but it's getting darker. I'm gonna say it almost has more of like a violet tone to it, that it's, if you were coloring with Copic markers, would definitely be an RV color, but it would be one of your darker hues. So this is our orchid. You can see against the black paper, it really catches that light beautifully. But it's also sometimes if you don't catch that light with it, it does kind of blend a little bit more into that black just because it's a darker pink. But that just means that on the white, it's going to show out entirely. And this is gorgeous on lighter colored cardstock. Oh my goodness, you guys. Don't you just love it? Julie loves the pinks. I agree, Julie. These are super pretty. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with pinks. I'm glad that we've got a couple pinks in our lineup with Valentine's Day right around the corner too. It's kind of crazy to think about, but I know it's going to be here before y'all know it. And I'm sure we've got some fun Valentine's Day theme weeks that'll be around the corner as well. All right, next what we have is one of my favorites. We've got our red, which is our chili red color. I love the name because it's got a little bit of an orange to it. It's like probably like a dark a persimmon color that leans a little bit more towards red, but oh, I love it. It actually against this black paper pulls out some of those orange tones too, which is something that I think is fantastic. Gives it a little bit of versatility. But when you flip it over, you're gonna see all that red gorgeousness. And the white paper really shows the true beauty of the color as it is. And those dark swatches are gonna show you kind of those transformative features that you really wouldn't know about a color until you hold it up against a paper. So this chili red is definitely one of my favorites, and we will be using this tonight for some of our crafting. So the next color I have, because I'm kind of going in a rainbow order, you might not necessarily think is rainbow, but it's a really fun quality with it, is we're moving into our oranges. And while we don't have an official color called orange in our lineup, we do have the metallic copper color, and it works perfectly as an orange. It's a pretty neutral orange too, maybe got a little bit more yellow in it than red, but oh, it looks wonderful against that black paper. On the black, it's already giving me these amazing Halloween vibes. I could craft for Halloween all year round. I know we just passed it a couple weeks ago, but this definitely is getting me excited for what's to come next year for my crafting. And as I'm going through all of these colors, you guys, don't forget, right now we are offering a special for the launch week of our Deco foils. If you haven't purchased any yet, our Deco foils, the hot foils in the shop are buy 3, get 1 free. So you're basically getting 4 foils for the price of 3. And these foil rolls for our hot foils are 15 feet of foil that you're getting. So you're gonna be able to make a lot with them. So if we turn this copper over, you're gonna get that orange coppery goodness this is another one that I just adore. It's a great color. I'm trying to see, yep, there we go. All right. Jilly, can you demo how to foil in white and what supplies? Jilly, I'm gonna get to some demoing after we go through the colors. I thought it'd be really cool just to intro all the colors first, and then I'm gonna show you guys some fun techniques, so absolutely. All right, so this is that copper on that white. So, all right, next color we got is not our yellow, but it's actually our gold. And you can see when it's up against that black cardstock, it does have some yellow features to it. So it's gonna be a really fun color to use if you're doing anything with rainbow. You're gonna get your gold vibes, but you're also gonna get your yellow vibes on the same paper. And you can't have foil without your good old gold, you know? It's kind of like your Old Faithful. So this is definitely gonna be a staple with your hot foils. Is I would definitely add the gold one to your cart, absolutely. And when you put it on the white cardstock, you're really gonna see just that true gold goodness. And I love that it's kind of just your standard gold. You're not leaning towards antique. You're not leaning towards something that's a little bit more platinum or white gold. You're really getting that standard gold color. All right, next color we got. All right, this is one of my favorites as well. I know I'm saying that about a handful of these, but oh, this lucky green color. It is gorgeous. It is such a true green. It gives you such a wonderful, just like strong green vibe. The name makes you think of what you could do for St. Patrick's Day projects or spring projects. I love it. So here you see it against the black. We flip it over and it's just stunning against that white. Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm gonna use this one so much. This is gonna be also, if you guys are gonna hot foil for any Christmas cards, if you're going with traditional reds and greens, that chili red and lucky green are going to work so well together for those holiday projects. So definitely keep that in mind if holiday crafting is on your mind at the moment. Now the next one that we're going into is from what I've heard, a definite fan favorite, and we're getting into our mint color. And it's just like what you would think of. I mean, when I think of like a minty sort of, even like a toothpaste color, which might kind of sound different, but you know what? You just have this wonderful, soft pastel green. It's got some sparkle to it. Oh, I love it. And then you're gonna see, it probably stands out a little better on the black because it is lighter in nature, but you can still use it on those lighter cardstocks. Let me see, there we go. Trying to make sure you get all that light up goodness with the foil, but this mint color is definitely fantastic. All right, next color. And you know, I'm looking at the comments right now. Barbara says it'd be too hard to pick just 4 foil colors. Love them all. I agree. You're gonna probably need more than 4. I know I would. I know I have more than 4. So all right, next color is Aqua Sky, and what color lineup isn't complete without some sort of an aqua added in? Aqua on its own is one of my favorite colors to craft with. So here you see it. It does kind of blend into that black a little bit, fades into it a little bit, but gives a nice sort of pop when it catches that light. I love that aqua goodness. This is gonna be perfect if you're crafting with anything that's got like under the sea tones with it, or if you wanna use it for any sort of like scenery cards. Aqua, I also believe, is a fantastic color to use for winter themed projects. So we're all got that on the mind at the moment too. And then the next is, we're gonna see it on the white. Oh, gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Laura wants to know what are my favorites. So my favorites so far definitely are gonna be that chili red and that lucky green so far. 2 of my top favorites, but I've got some other ones coming up. And actually, we're gonna get to one of them next, and I'm using it for today, and that is Pool Blue. And it might be a little unexpected with this one because this is kind of like a little bit of a softer blue. I don't know exactly what color of blue I would relate it to, but it kind of reminds me of, if you're into like distress oxide colors, probably somewhere between Broken China and Mermaid Lagoon. I just love it. It gives me those water vibes. We are going to be using it tonight with one of our winter projects. And when you flip it over, you see the real beauty of it. It's got a, I know blue's a cool color in nature, nature, but there's almost like a cobaltness to this. I don't know. I can't quite describe it, but it's a good one. I'm trying to make sure you see all the different angles of this pool blue. So this is also one of my favorites as well. Definitely in my top faves. And then next we're getting a little darker with our blues. We've got some sapphire blue. And this definitely blends into that black paper a little bit more just because it's so dark in nature. This is kind of the, well, I'm lying when I say this. This is not the closest we're gonna get to navy, but you think it might be. So of course it's gonna blend into that black, but when you flip it over onto that white, it's just stunning. And if you guys have any masculine cards coming up, a good strong blue is always a good bet for your masculine projects on top of so many other options as well. This is gonna be beautiful with polka dots. Oh, I love the sapphire blue as well. All right, next is our violet. We've got one purple in our lineup. It does blend into that black cardstock because it's a little darker, but when it catches that light, just stunning. Just such a good traditional purple color. And then you flip it over to see it on the white and you can really see the beauty better. I think that the lighter cardstocks capture it. I think this would look really pretty if you were to set it onto like a light purple, almost like a lilac colored cardstock. I think it would pop really well with that. So that's the violet color for our hot foils is just stunning. Ugh. Not using it tonight, but I know I'll be using it soon. So the next color is also one of like my top favorites. This might be like top 2 overall. And I know it's a fan favorite too from what I've heard. And that's our twilight color. And this is the color you're getting closest to navy. And this is probably, to me, the most unique color in our lineup. And let me see, let me get it nice and close so you can catch that light. Now, when I saw twilight first, I thought it was a black foil until I put it onto my paper and I saw it's actually a holographic navy. You're gonna need this one. I tell you, if you haven't shopped yet, if you haven't added, I'm gonna tell you, you need all of them. But if I was to give you in my top 2, this is absolutely one of them. I love it. I love how deep and dark it is. I love those holographic accents. Oh, I'm trying to see how I can capture it for you, but it's got those little dots in there that you're gonna just get all your holographic goodness with. Yes, Julissa, absolutely. It's going to look perfect on your gray. And you're really going to be able to see it a little bit better and see that holographicness or that iridescence, whatever you'd want to call it, on that white. So I'm really trying to make sure I can capture it because you can catch all those little bits of the rainbow in there. Yes, Halloween Sky, I agree. Oh, Dawn, you're so welcome. I'm glad that we can go through all these swatches. I don't get to do this that often with you guys. So it's fun just to go through and just like play with our goodies, you know? All right, so we're down to our last 5 foils. And what I want to talk about next is we do have a couple more additions to our metallic lineup. We've got 2 different types of metallic. We have our silver Stardust, and this is kind of similar to that Twilight, where it's almost like it's got those little specks in it. It's more dusty and glittery. And as you can see, I'm trying to hold it so you can see all those little specks in there. But this has that holographic fluorescent, not fluorescence, but that holographic iridescence to it, where it does have moments of rainbow in there. And you can see it on the white as well. This might be where you see the rainbow a little bit better. But just stunning. But then, so in addition to our Stardust, you know how we've got our shattered glass and our standard Deco foil? We also have our unicorn foils. So we have our silver unicorn. It's very reminiscent to me of our shattered glass in terms of the pattern, but this is more of a finer print. Our shattered glass has bigger bits in my opinion, but this is gonna give you a more larger, exaggerated look to that Stardust, more of that shattered glass sort of finish. Definitely more fun detail. And I'll be using a little bit of this tonight. I'll show you where I've used it because I've actually prepped the panel in advance. But here you can see it onto our white cardstock as well. Super, super pretty. It's so fun. And then along with our silver, what's a good silver without a good gold? So we do also have our gold Stardust as well. So we've got it in that Stardust finish with that smaller, almost like confetti glittery bits. Here you see it on black. This is a little bit more, I think, gold than the gold color that we went to. It's got a little bit more of that antiqueness to it. And then you flip it over and we've got the Stardust on the white cardstock. And then we've also got gold unicorn as well. So this is the little bit of a larger bit that are more similar to that, like I said, that shattered glass sort of look on the black. And then we've got it on the white. So this is a really, really good one. All right, last color, and this last one is joining Twilight in my top 2, and that's our Rainbow Dreams. I feel like my absolute favorite foils that ThermOWeb comes out with always have some sort of a rainbow quality to them, some sort of fading from one color into a next. And this Rainbow Dreams is absolutely one of my all-time favorites, not only just for our hot foils, but for the ThermOWeb lineup entirely. I love it on the black. I think it shows up absolutely beautifully. And you flip it over and you can really see how it looks on the white as well. And it does have some bits in it that give it a little bit of that iridescence holographicness. Not as exaggerated and prominent as the Stardust foils, but it's definitely present. And this, oh, that rainbow. This and Twilight are my absolute top 2. And then I would say probably rounding out my top 5, I would add in Chili Red, Lucky Green, and Pool Blue. So that's gonna be Justin's, at the moment, favorite top 5. But do take in mind, I change my favorites quite often. So you never know what it's gonna be next, but this Rainbow Dreams is stunning. So those are all 19 of our colors, you guys. And I've got all these swatched and ready to go so you know what to expect when you're purchasing them. And I'm of course gonna answer some questions along the way, but I also wanna get into a little bit of crafting so I can show you guys and demo how these foils are going to be used. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of crafting. So I have a hot foil plate. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. And Jilly says her favorite is rainbows. Jalissa loves the rain. Y'all love the rainbows. See, the rainbow is just as my favorite. It's gorgeous. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna show you guys how this foiling works. So I do have my Glimmer hot foil plate, and what you do is you turn the unit on. There we go. I panicked for a second. It didn't turn on right away. So as you can see, we've got our power button. It shows that the unit is on. And what it's doing right now is what I would call preheating. And I'm going to move this off to the side because I want to move this a little bit more into view for you guys because I know my workspace isn't super huge. And I just want to make sure you can see everything. So I've got my power light on. I can put my hand over it. I feel a little bit of it warming up. So I know we'll be using it soon. So what'll happen is we've got to wait until the next green light goes. It's going to say that the platform is ready. So while that's happening, let's talk about the card that we're going to be recreating first. So what we're going to be doing is I want to show you guys just how, we're going to do our Snowflake card first. I'm going to show you guys how you can hot foil for your sentiments. Now, do keep in mind that with hot foiling, it does require a little bit of extra product that you may not have in your craft space already. So I'm gonna be showing you guys some of those hot foil plates, one of which is going to be this gorgeous snowflake background. And I use this with that silver Stardust foil. Let me see, because I've got my panel all prepped. So and this is the snow background hot plate from Fawn that they just came out with a couple weeks ago. And probably closer, end of August, early September. I don't remember when I got it. But I used it on some just kind of traditional blue cardstock, and I love how that silver Stardust looks on it. What I've also done for this card is I've also prepped a snowflake that we're going to be using. And this is also from Fawn. It's their outside in stitch snowflake, but I've die cut it from some of our white flock, our white latte flock, just to give a little bit of fun texture. And then I added a couple embellishments of iridescent beads to it. So I've got that, we'll adhere that. But of course, for our sentiment, I'm using the Fawn hot plates for the winter big scripty words. And I just wanted to say, let it snow. Something simple, something that's perfect for the holiday season. Also just perfect for winter, because I think let it snow is perfect. We all have friends who may not celebrate Christmas, and we should always have some non-traditional holiday or just winter celebration cards in our stash. And I feel like this is going to be perfect for that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to go ahead and do. Oh, we've got questions. Julie says, if I order 6, will I get 2 free? And Dawn says yes, so that's a great question. 6, you get 2 free. 8, order 8 and 2 will be free at checkout. So that's perfect to know. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get my big scripty words ready to go. Oh, you know what? I didn't cut it. That's okay. So let me grab my trimmers really quick. We'll do that. I must not have done that when I prepped the card, but that's okay. Always keep your die trimmers handy and nearby. All right. Perfect. We've still got this preheating, so it does take a little bit of time. I've also got some coordinating dyes, and we'll get into that later. So I can feel it. It's definitely heating up. All right, blue, white, and silver is my favorite combo. Lauren, I agree. And I think it's so stunning. There's something about just blue and silver together that has such a classiness to it and screams such wonderful, like, winter vibes that I can always get behind. But I also like to variate with it, where I don't necessarily just go with standard blue. Maybe I'll throw in an aqua, or maybe I'll throw in a navy sapphire color. Like, those are really fun to play with as well. So actually what I'm gonna go ahead and do while we're waiting for this to heat up, it's taking a little bit longer than I would like, and that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna adhere our snowflake to our background. And the reason that I use some vellum is because I didn't want to cover everything up. We're foiling all these gorgeous stars, and I figure with vellum, and of course I have a little bit down there, that's okay. Sorry, let's get this all situated. With vellum, you get a little bit of that translucence where you can pick up what's behind it. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this a little different than the original, and that's okay. At least I've got some variation. All right, so we'll get this all put into place. Perfect. All right, we've got our green light. So this is what we're gonna do. So while this is setting, I'm gonna go ahead, I've got our Let It Snow, and I'm gonna put it on. And then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna hit this button down here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a button right here and a light that says timer. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click it, and it's gonna start blinking. And it's gonna start blinking because that means it's getting, it's timing how long this will be on here, so it'll be nice and hot for me. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take some of this pool blue hot foil. Go ahead, we'll set this off to the side. Let's go ahead and cut a little bit. Perfect, just like that. Let's see. And what I do when I store them is I like to just take a little piece of Pixie Tape to keep it nice and together. It works perfectly. Let's see, do I need to trim this anymore? Maybe a little bit off. Try to get it as close to the size as I can. Wonderful. And I probably should trim this a little bit too. Perfect. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna place the pretty side down on top of this Let It Snow. And then, because I'm gonna be die cutting this out, I'm just gonna place my smooth white cardstock. This is Strathmore Bristol Smooth Series 300 cardstock. I'm gonna place this right on top. And do know, I do have all of the products I'll be using tonight linked on the ThermOWeb blog. So if you guys are interested in shopping at all, I've got everything linked, so you can use the links there to get everything purchased after or during today's live. All right, so I've got a die cutting machine, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I have these 2 spacer plates that come, let's see if I can push this up just a wee little bit. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my spacer plates on top, doesn't really matter which order, and then this comes out, try not to shift it much, and then I'm gonna go ahead, put it into my die cutting machine, let it process through once, and then process through again. Oh no, it's pushing it, lovely. All right, so I'll go ahead, put this back into my plate, like that. Wonderful. And then what I should be able to do is pick this up. And as you can see, it's already got the foil plate down there. I'm gonna flip it over and you're gonna see how it has Let It Snow all nice and foiled. Isn't that gorgeous? So we've got our Let It Snow all ready to go. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I've got the provided silicone mat off to the side, which allows me to pick this up. See, I've got this special wand, and when I hit this button, it becomes demagnetized. So I'll pick up my plate, move it over to my heat safe silicone mat, and then I'm gonna save my scrap for later. Thank you so much for linking that, Julia. So I'm gonna move this off for a moment. Actually, I don't wanna keep opening and closing this, so we're gonna keep it open. And then I'm gonna use my coordinating die cut for this big Scripty die for the Let It Snow. And let's see. Oh, phooey. See, I'm trying to be all nice and sly and it's not working. So, all right, hold on 1 second. So sorry for the delay. So let's go ahead. Got our hot foil plate. Make sure that this one is in front of it. I just don't want to have too much of a mess that I can't find things. All right, so we've got that. And then let's go ahead and put the coordinating dies back in the pocket. Set that to the side. Let's use some Pixie Tape and we will line this up. All right. Let's make sure we get it as best we can. All right, I think that's about good. So I'm gonna go ahead, use my Pixie Tape to hold my die down, and then I'm gonna use my other die cutting machine because it's always on my desk to die cut my sentiment. All right. Can you use hot foil in the laminator? Yes, it is really exclusive for the plate system. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this. Alrighty, righty. That's got a couple little bits in there that gotta be, actually they all came out, perfect. So I've got my Let It Snow all die cut and it's ready to be placed onto a card. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna throw this over here and let's get it onto our card. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my UltraBond liquid adhesive. All adhered to our card. See, I'm making cards in like little steps tonight. Not doing everything from start to finish. I know we all love that, as I probably love it the most, but I just thought to show you guys as many techniques as I could. I'd do a couple half-baked cards. So we're gonna go ahead, put that Let It Snow in place, and now I've got this really elegant foiled card to send for the holidays. Or for the winter. You know, so just let it snow. And there's a lot of fun ways that you could jazz this card up that I haven't already. I know you could put some more embellishments on there. That's a really easy way to do it, but super cute, super pretty. Actually, this one could use a little bit more glue behind it, just like that. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. We've got one copy of our Let It Snow card ready to go. And then what we'll do next is I'm gonna prep something for this hello card because I want to show you guys how to use a foiled background, and I did so with that gold unicorn foil, but we're going to do a little bit of ink blending first. So let me go ahead. I've got a panel and let's move this to the side, and I'm going to do a little bit of quick ink blending. So let's go ahead. We'll go in with some wild honey, and I'm just going to kind of go in and do a little bit of splotchiness. And the reason I'm gonna do this one and come back to it is because I want it to dry just a little bit. And I am using that smooth paper. Like I said, that is gonna make a difference. I want some crackling campfire, but that is the Strathmore Bristol Smooth. And the smoother the paper, the better sort of transition you're gonna get with your hot foils to your papers. All right, so and then we'll do a little bit up here. Like that, and then let's go back in with that wild honey. Perfect. All right. And then we're gonna finish this off with a little bit of the newest oxide color, which is Lumberjack Plaid. So we'll do a little bit up here, a little over here. And then I know I'm not even using my, let's grab one, acrylic dot technique. Don't forget, if you guys are watching and haven't participated yet, just all you got to do is leave a comment. We are going to be drawing a winner for a $25 ThermOWeb gift certificate tonight. So make sure if you're watching, just drop a comment, say hello, say what hot foil color has been your favorite so far, and you will be considered to be entered in tonight's prize. All right, let's see. Let's go over here. Do a little bit over here. Just trying to get a nice blend. And then I'm gonna go in with that crackling campfire. Do a little bit over here. Wonderful. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Maybe a little bit over here. All right, so I'm gonna put this off to the side. I'm gonna put this aside and we'll come back to it shortly. I want it to dry just a little bit. I probably could have prepped that in advance, but I wanted to do a little bit of ink blending with you guys. So let's go ahead, get this cleaned. So before we do an ink blended background, let's go ahead and let's do a non-ink blended, just a standard background. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I've got another hot foil plate. And this is, I believe it's called Falling Snow. It's by Trinity Stamps. Let's go ahead, we'll put our plate into view a little bit more. I'll put this right here. Perfect. Put it on there, and then let's make sure I've got everything else ready to go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit that timer button, and let's catch up on some comments. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I know I'm moving a little bit quicker tonight, but I just have so many things I want to show you guys, and I want to make sure we have enough time to get through it all, of course. Oh, thank you so much, Betty. I do love those colors. They're great for fall. They give that like nice warmth to it as well. Do you usually ink blend before or after hot foiling, and why? I have done it before, and I'm gonna be honest, Sherry, I don't have a reason, because you can hot foil after. I think it's just in my mind, it's my order of operations is to ink blend before I foil, because then if I like the way it looks, then I know if I foil it, I will most likely not ruin it, is kind of my thought process. But you can do it either way. You can ink blend over your hot foils, absolutely, after you foil. So I know that's not overly helpful, but that is your possibility. All right, so we've got this all preheated. So let's go ahead, and I'm using that Rainbow Dreams. Make sure that this is sized accordingly. Oh, and I should probably take that tape off. All right, perfect. And where's my rotary trimmer? Oh my goodness, all right. Wonderful, and I want it to be pretty close to the actual size of my panel. So just because I don't want to worry about too much overfoiling, because that could be a little on the messier side. You can still clean it, but I always like to try to prevent whatever mess I can. Let's do a little on top. Perfect. So let's go ahead. We're gonna put our hot foil down of the Rainbow Dreams. And we're gonna put our panel right on top. Try to be pretty careful, keep my fingers safe. All right, now let's go ahead and get some foiling. Is that a glass mat that is under your project? This is actually like a cutting mat, like kind of like a sewing Fister's cutting mat. so let's go ahead. I'm gonna put my plates on just like this. Grab my die cutting machine, put that into view, and then I'm gonna try to not move it too much, not shift it around too much. All right. Then I'll go back. Perfect. All right. Oh, I think I did pretty good with this one too. Maybe a little bit on the plate, that's fine. So let's go ahead, move this off to the side. And as you guys can see with the reveal, I've got this beautiful Rainbow Dreams panel. And I can save this for later. So see, super pretty. Love how it looks on that white. So go ahead, set that off to the side. I do wanna move this, and this magnet is not always strong enough, so I have an extra magnet for my Misty. That's strong enough, and I can use that to move it over. So, all right, so I'm gonna take this, move this onto the ground, and then I'm gonna actually die cut this because I wanna do some fun layering. And let's go ahead, put the tape back on my foil. Just like that for my Rainbow Dreams. And then we're gonna grab a little bit of Pixie Tape. Let's go ahead and like this. And after I finish with this card, I want to ask you guys, if you've got any questions that I may have missed, if you can ask them so I can take a moment to go through questions and make sure that I'm hitting all those questions, because I know that this is a newer product and there might be some more questions than normal with them. So I'm going to make sure to take a break after we finish this card, and honestly, it's not going to be too long from now. All right, so let's go ahead and do it just like that. Throw it around the edge, that always helps. Die cut this. Perfect. Just want to get rid of my excess. Go ahead and all that together, and I've got a couple pieces that I just want to use. I also have this gold foiled sentiment that just says thinking of you, and I'm actually going to use my tape runner because this one I feel like is just going to be easier with my tape runner. Line this up and push this a little to the side. Line this up so it's pretty even. Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and just trim off the sides. Awesome. And it just says thinking of you. And all I'm going to go ahead and do is I've got a black panel die cut. We're going to go ahead and center it. Like that. And then I've got a card base. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my tape runner on the back of this. Like that. And line it all up. And I know that this is a little bit more simple than my cards normally are, but I just want to show you guys it's really easy that using these using your hot foil plate with these hot foils are just going to really make your projects pop. You're not really going to need too much of embellishment on there. Trying just to make sure it's all lined up. And then I've just got the simple thinking of you card. And then I know for the original, I put a couple embellishments, and I probably will after my live, but just really easy and simple to say just a quick line, just that you're thinking of somebody. So get it a little closer so you guys can see all the goodness. Tilt and tilt. All right, I promised to go over some questions. So before we get into our last card, let me go ahead and answer a couple questions, because this last one also won't take too long either. All right, so I know we already went through that. All right, Alice, I know you had a question. She was curious what I used to create my handy swatch tags. Was it a special glimmer plate? So to make my swatch tags, I used solely Waffle Flower products. So what I did was Waffle Flower has a couple swatch sets, and there's like a stamp and die set. And I used just the die. That's where this tag came from. And the hot plate, they have like an abstract splatter hot plate set that comes with 2. It's not an overly expensive set either. I want to say it might be at a $12 or $13 price point, but I could be wrong on that. And I just thought that would be a really fun way to show all of these colors was with sort of like a splatter. So that's what I use. So it's all Waffle Flower. You can find it on the Waffle Flower website or anywhere waffle products may be sold. They have a swatch kit, so you could probably just search swatch. And then I don't know if this was splatter or what the word was for it, but I'm sure you could find it if you scrolled through a couple of their hot plate pages. So yes, these are definitely Waffle Flower products. All right, let me see. What else do we got? Questions. Oh, you guys are also so sweet. What was the plate with the rainbow foil? Yes, so this is, I believe it's called Falling Snow, and this is by Trinity Stamps. It's a nice big plate. A lot of times they kind of cut you off at the standard A2 size, but this is oversized. This one is, this is 5 inches by 6 inches. So this is perfect. So it's a nice size plate, and it can be found anywhere Trinity Stamps products are sold. Can you use the negative of hot foil like Deco foil? Oh, Jilly, you can. Now you can use it for any products that you like, or some people like to use it for their shaker cards, and I have not delved into it yet, but Jilly, you did read my mind because I just got one the other day. You can buy what is called like just a solid foil plate. And it literally is just like a plate. And you can use it with your negatives to put your negatives onto a paper. And you can kind of make your own glitter paper with it. I promise I'm going to be using it for an upcoming Facebook Live soon. So you guys can see what I mean with those solid plates. And I'm going to show you that if you purchase one of those, how versatile these Deco foil hot foils are going to be. Because it goes beyond just simple transferring of foil. You get the negatives in there. You can transfer them onto die cuts. You can use them to make different things in your stash just so you have bits and bobs for later. It's wonderful. So we will get into that at a later date, Jilly. But if you look at just a full hot foil plate or just a solid plate, that's what I'm talking about. And I'll make sure to give you some tips on that later. All right, I think we got all of our questions. So let's get into our final card. So I do have that panel. I'm going to say it's probably dry. Fingers crossed. What I have is this, I think it's Fall Leaves. Yes, it's the Fall Leaves hot foil plate. This is from Hero Arts. And let's go ahead, let's move our plate more into view so you guys can see it. And we're gonna put our plate on here. Oh, and it heats up so quickly. All right, and we're gonna hit the timer button. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use some of this. This is the unicorn in the gold. And let's go ahead and cut some out using our rotary trimmer. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be perfect. All right, I can put the excess away. I should show you while this is heating up. Let me see if I can grab it. So I was talking about those solid plates, and this is literally what it looks like. It is just a solid hot foil plate. This one is from Pink Fresh Studio. I know that there are a couple companies out there that have it, but the Pink Fresh one is the one that I have. I still am familiarizing myself with it, but once I've familiarized myself enough, I'm gonna be showing you guys what you can do with it, okay? So I promise you will see these in a future live using the hot foils and how this will make everything more versatile and you can use your scraps. All right, so let's go ahead. Probably trim on, yeah, we'll just be fine. All right, so remember, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna do the pretty side down. You know what? Hold on one second. I am gonna trim this just because I don't wanna overfoil. Sorry about that. Sometimes I'm a little indecisive, and that's okay. It's actually not that bad. All right, it's fine. I'm sitting here like, ooh, we need to fix it. No, we're good. And it is not going to be a perfect fit, and that's okay, because I have plans. All right, let's go ahead, get the die cutting machine back up here. This is probably the last time we'll need that one. And put our plate. Perfect. Remove. Now, while I'm putting this through my die cutting machine, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tip or trick if you want to be in the know of all things ThermOWeb. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend subscribing to the ThermOWeb e-newsletter. You can do so on the ThermOWeb website. Actually, I'm pretty sure if you go to thermoweb.com, it won't be too long before you'll get a pop-up with it. Actually, I think a lot of times you see a card that I've made previously, and that always makes me smile. But you'll see something that there will be opt-in for signing up for the ThermOWeb newsletter. Absolutely do it. That's how you're going to be one of the first to find out when we launch new products like our hot foils. But you're also going to stay in the know for when sales are going to be coming up. And who doesn't love a sale, especially during certain times of the year? So if you haven't joined, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, I highly recommend you join the ThermOWeb e-newsletter list this week, because who knows, maybe something's coming your way. I don't know. So, all right, so let's go ahead. We'll remove this off. And yay, we can do a peel reveal. You guys, isn't this pretty? Oh, that gold unicorn is gorgeous. And there's a little bit of an imperfection that I can show you guys how to correct. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna use my Misty Magnet. I have to do it on some of the bigger foils, or on the bigger plates, because they're a little heavy. Sorry, I'm gonna save this for later. And that's the last of my hot foil. So I'm gonna turn this off and take back some of my crafting space. Put that off to the side. No, I don't want you on there. I think we're gonna put this on the ground, just for safety. Okay, put this away. Now, what I wanna show you guys is there's a little bit of imperfection on here. Let me see, I'll get it nice and close. There's a little bit of bits and bobs of the foil that goes outside of my foiled leaves. And we call this overfoiling. That's not a problem. It happens. You know, sometimes imperfections are always happening when you're crafting. And what you need to know, what the most important thing is how you can quickly fix them easily or just cover them up. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I've got my sand eraser, and I can actually go in and just very, very lightly, just kind of buff it away. You know, anything that's an overfoil in any area you don't want it, you can just very easily buff it away. And it's good as new. I'm looking right now and you can barely tell there was any overfoiling. The only thing is if you're using a sand eraser, just be careful because you don't want to go too hard on the paper. That can start to actually pick up some of the texture of the paper itself. So what we're going to go ahead and do next is I want to do another bit of die cutting. So I'm going to put this into place, grab some of my Pixie Tape, my trusty Pixie Tape. If you guys don't have Pixie Tape, you need Pixie Tape. So here, this is just enabling you a little bit more because I love my Pixie Tape. If you're adding hot foils to your cart, go And if you don't already own a roll, or if you're running low on a roll, this is Justin's reminder to add a roll of Pixie Tape to your cart. You'll thank me later. All right, we'll go ahead, put some of that in. We'll go ahead and die cut it. Oh, Linda, where do you put the plates to cool? You know what? Let me set this off to the side. Now that I've got a little bit more space, I can show you. So the Glimmer machine comes with a cooling mat, like Julia had said. And that's where I've been placing all of my hot foil plates to cool off after I've used them. So I still have my Let It Snow one, and then I've got my leaf one right now. I have my Trinity stamps one I put away for the falling snow. But this has just been off to the side, letting everything cool nicely. And because it's on one of those silicone mats, it's heat resistant, so it's safe to my work surface. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this back. All right. And then you want the foil large enough to just cover the foiling plate. Yep. Julia's got it. Yeah, a little larger is always helpful. Kind of like when you're using the regular Deco foils, when you're using transfer gels and whatnot, or you're using a toner sheet. Kind of the same mentality. A little bit of overkill on the foil, just a little bit, is gonna do a lot of good. And then I just cut it down to size. I've learned that in crafting, it's really hard to look for exact results, especially when it's a multi-step process. So I like the very last step of my process to be getting those near exact sizes that I want, because it gives me less of a headache along the way. So that's why I'm die cutting now. And I didn't die cut in advance because I'm using a stitch die cut, and I didn't want it to affect how the foil transferred to my paper. All right, so I'll go ahead, put this for later. Perfect. And then I've got a card base all ready to go, and I'm gonna use my tape runner. I love my tape runner. I know they're out of stock on the website right now. I apologize in advance, but I love my tape runner. All right, let's go ahead. Line this up. This is a little easy because I'm using a stitch die with a stitch die. Perfect. All right. So we've got our background. Isn't this gorgeous? Doesn't this scream fall? Ugh, I love it. And it kind of makes me sad that I'm putting like a die cut to cover it up because it's just so pretty as it is. But that's okay. You really could just stop right now and you could put whatever you want and it could be just a gorgeous standard card to give to someone. Ugh. I love it. All right, let's use some foam tape. This is the 16th inch in white of our iCraft 3D foam tape. And let's just go ahead, adding it on. I don't have to add too much. All right, and you guys, we're getting close to the end. I know I didn't add my embellishments. That's okay. Like I said, half-baked cards. That was my goal tonight, and I believe I'm succeeding, and I think we're having a lot of fun showing how we can use these new foils. All right, let's go ahead. We'll just center this, just so it says hello. This is with a honeybee stamp. I think this is a fall foliage sentiments. That's where the hello comes from. And that's in the chili red. The background, of course, is in the gold unicorn. It's just hello. Just something simple, you know, just drop a quick line, let someone know you're thinking about them, send them some hot foil love, you know, all the fun stuff. Oh, you guys are so, so sweet. Betty asks, do I like the magic mat? Yeah, it works well. I like that it's easy to reset. You can kind of heat set the magic mat. And what Betty's talking about is in my die cutting sandwich that I've been using the magic mat. It's nice. I can heat set it with my heat gun and it kind of flattens it out a little bit. This is my second magic mat. My first one started to kind of tear in one of the sides and it was getting bigger. But yeah, it works fine. I don't really have any complaints. Oh, Cindy, you're so sweet. You guys are all so sweet. Oh my gosh, I've got Julia, Alice, Dawn, Cindy, Kathy. Oh, you guys are wonderful. As you can see with the original, I had a couple embellishments and I can always add them in later, but this looks so wonderful as it is. So why don't we go over what we did today? because we did a lot. We did a lot in not a very long period of time because we're right about at the 1 hour mark. And we put 3 whole cards together and we went through 19 double-sided swatch cards. Whew. Y'all, but it's worth it because it doesn't feel like it was that long because that's how awesome these new hot foils are. So let's go over what we did. Of course, we went through all of our awesome new swatches, and there's 19 colors in the new Deco foil hot foil lineup. Went through every single color, all the metallics, all the colors. Justin went over his top 2 and his top 5. And if you came in a little late, let me remind you. In my top 5, we've got our chili red and we've got our lucky green. And I think they're in my top 5 right now because I've got Christmas on the mind. We also have in Justin's top 5, we have that pool blue. And in Justin's top 2 right now, we've got that gorgeous twilight. And we've got our Rainbow Dreams. So don't forget, that's Justin's top 5. If you're looking to add to get, remember, they're on sale right now for buy 3, get 1 free. So if you've got 3 in the cart and you need to get your free one, those are 5 ideas for the next one you can add in to get for free. So take my word for it. Or if you're getting those 2 free because you're buying a total of 8 foils, I gave you 5 ideas. So there you go. All right, so we did that. We used 2 different foils to make our Hello Fall card. We used the gold unicorn for this leaf background. And this is the chili red for this Hello Word hot foil plate. So we've got that all situated. We also made a Thinking of You card. Really simple. What we did is we used that Rainbow Dreams on our background. And then in advance, I had this Thinking of You in our gold hot foil. And finally, we have this really pretty Let It Snow card. And for this one, we have a background using the Snowflake hot foil plate. And this is using that silver Stardust. And for our Let It Snow sentiment, we've got that pool blue color. So all those hot foils, that's 6 hot foils in use along with all my swatches. So you guys, they're wonderful. Oh my gosh, you are all so sweet. And they're all just different, you know, like they're a little bit simpler for my personal style, but I really wanted to make today special and just celebrate all of our 19 colors because this is huge, you guys. Like when I found out ThermOWeb was going to have hot foils, I was so happy. I had a huge smile on my face because I knew everyone was going to be excited and love it. And I hope you're as excited as I am because this stuff is awesome. This is new and fun. And oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see weeks and weeks of inspiration from our paper education team to show you guys what you can do with this stuff and how versatile it's going to be, how it's going to change your crafting. Oh, it's going to be awesome. And I'm so excited to be along with the ride for you guys on this one. So let's see. What do we got? We've got lots of wonderful comments. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. Lynn, you're wonderful. Thank you for being here. All right. Oh, beautiful. Oh, you guys are wonderful. I'm so glad you like these, and I'm glad that you like the seasonal ones. I always lean towards seasonal cards myself too. Not that the Thinking of You one isn't pretty, but it's just kind of simple for me. But that's okay. I know someone will get it and they'll love it, and that's the whole point of making a card. So, oh gosh, Barbara, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you guys love it. I want to know, have any of you been over to the store and have you put any of these colors in your cart? Let me know if you have. Make sure to drop a comment. Tell me what colors are in your cart right now or what colors you're going to add. I want to know out of all the 19 colors, which ones made it into your cart because that's just going to make me happy because we all love shopping, you know? So make sure to let me know what ones you guys are gonna buy because that's always exciting. And if you need a little inspiration, remember, I've got my top 5. We've also got my blog post with all the products that I use for tonight's Facebook Live for you to add your own foils and inspirations as well for some shopping. So, oh, Christine's shopping right now. It's Julissa. Yes, Twilight is a must. I went over it. It's my top 2. It's like, I don't know if I can pick between Twilight and Rainbow, so I'm just going to have my 2 top favorites. We are on the same page, friend. Oh, Cindy she's got her metallics. Those are necessities, and the blues and Rainbow. Cindy's got, yes, and Laura just got 12. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Laura. And see, Julissa, we're on the same page. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Yes, Jeanette loves the rainbow and the lucky green. And Alice has to get them all. You know what? That's not a bad decision, Alice. Let me tell you. And at least now they're on sale, you know, so you can get those extra free ones. Lauren's got a top 19. You know what? I can see why you would. They're pretty good. And Jilly, she's ordering now. She loves all the colors. Barbara's got 4 already. She got Lucky Green, Chili, Rainbow, and the Aqua. Oh, good choices. I hope, Barbara, you've got some holiday ideas with that Lucky Green and that Chili, because those are going to be such necessities. Rita's got Lucky Green, Copper, Chili, Red, and Rainbow. Wonderful. Oh, my goodness. And she loves the unicorn. Julie, the unicorn really is great. And now Barbara needs to get the Twilight. The Twilight is a must, and it's going to be a fan favorite. I think if any of them might sell out, I think Twilight and Rainbow Dreams may possibly be the ones that would sell out first. Now, I could be wrong. I know Mint has been very popular so far, too. So, oh my gosh. All right, you guys. So I think we've reached the end point of our Facebook Live, but I know we still have to pick a winner. So Julia, if you can hear me, I think now is a great time that we could maybe jump in, pick a winner, but let's go over some other information just while Julia's getting ready. If you guys have not yet, we still have a challenge going on for the month of November, and our theme is thankful and grateful. So any projects that might be a thank you card, a thinking of you card, thanks for being my friend card, put them in the album as long as they use a ThermOWeb product. That's all we're requiring for you guys to enter. It's just got to be a visible product that we can see. We also have another Facebook Live coming up. Our next Facebook Live is going to be 2 weeks from today. It's going to be November 30th. We've got an extra special week planned that week. I know I say that almost every time we've got an upcoming live, but how can I say it so you guys know it's a little bit more special than usual? Trust me, you'll want to be there. It's going to be a great one. All right, and we've got a winner. Our winner for tonight, we've got Lynn Ekstrom, who won tonight's $25 gift card. Congratulations, Lynn. So, all right, Lynn, what we're going to go ahead and do. Oh, and I see, okay, so Lynn just commented. Lynn, if you can hear me, after tonight's live, I'm going to send you a message. Give me a couple minutes or so. I'm going to drop into your Facebook messages, and I'm going to ask for a little bit of information, and that way we can go ahead and get this gift card on its way to you so you can get some ThermOWeb shopping on. Oh, and I hope you get some good stuff. I know you will. I know with the ThermOWeb gift card, if you go shopping on the website, you're always going to come up with some good stuff. So congratulations, Lynn, and let me just say thank you guys so much. You make being here and doing a Facebook Live always so much fun. It's really exciting for me to be a part of a team and help launch new products like this. And these hot foils are just so awesome. I can't wait to see what you guys make with them. So stay tuned. I know this week is all about hot foiling. And then moving in the future, our paper education team is just going to show you other things that you can integrate into your themed weeks that we have with hot foils. So we've got a lot of fun coming, a lot of great things coming up at ThermOWeb, a lot of fantastic weeks coming up too, especially to close out the rest of the year. So you got to stay tuned for that. Once again, just to let you guys know, my name's Justin Adkins. I am also one of the members of the paper education team here for ThermOWeb and also one of the group admins in our ThermOWeb Craft Room Facebook group. If I can ever be of any help for you guys, if you have any questions when you're using any of the ThermOWeb products, always feel free. You could drop me a message on Facebook. You can tag me in your comments in the ThermOWeb Craft Room, and I promise I'll get to you as soon as I can so I can help you out. If you haven't yet, head on over to the blog post tonight to get some of your shop on. I've got links provided for all the ThermOWeb products that I use, and then also links for most of the non-ThermOWeb products I used as well, if any of tonight's projects inspired you to add to your own crafting stash. I'd greatly appreciate if you go over and give that blog some love. So thank you guys all so very much for being here tonight. I'm going to close this live out in a minute. I've got some dinner to eat soon. I still got to figure out what I want to do for dinner, but we're going to have something good, I'm sure. Have a wonderful evening. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to make with our new Deco foil hot foil line. And I can't wait to see you on November 30th for our next Facebook Live. Thanks for being awesome and stay crafty, you guys. Bye-bye.